Hello guys, welcome to Friends of Friends.
Friends of Friends Outback. It's the ideal meeting place for any and everyone that's looking to enjoy a great mix of indoor and outdoor comfort while sipping on your favorite drink or eating that tasty meal. They serve all the best in local and international dishes. On Thursdays, it's Mexican night, happy hour all weekend. Fridays, it's wine and dine. On Saturdays, come relax with karaoke tunes, and Sunday is family fun day. The property is equipped with games and other activities to keep everyone entertained and engaged. Friends of Friends also caters to weddings, conferences, and private parties. Visit Friends of Friends at 46 Blue Drop Estate. Follow the signs from Mile 11.5 Northern Highway. Friends of Friends Outback, a walking piece of heaven.
Some folks will have you believe that it doesn't matter where you get your steel, that it's all the same. Well, they haven't met Midwest Steel, so it's a good thing you have. Hundreds of people in Belize get a variety of steel from Midwest Steel and they get their orders delivered to them, whether it's one piece or 100 pieces. At Midwest Steel, we also do custom work using steel. So the next time you need steel, give us a call at 823-0131 or visit us on Center Road in Spanish Lookout. Get to know Midwest Steel, your single source of steel in Belize. Visit us this weekend at the Spanish Lookout Expo or any of our stores for great deals and exceptional prices.
Looking for quality and affordable fashion? The It Store, where you can shop fashion for less. We have clothing for the entire family and quality that fits your budget. The #1 store in town. Find kids, men, and women apparel for all occasions. We are located at the #1 Queen Street, Belize City. Call us at 223-1552. Remember to like us on Facebook. The It Store. Find it, love it, buy it for less.
Did you know?
Did you know that your Sagicor advisor can help you plan how to make your golden years your best years? Call a Sagicor agent today.
Life moves fast. Be prepared with Sagicor. Learn more at sagicorlife.com.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Matters. This morning we have made our way to San Pedro. But I'll tell you what, today you're in for a treat. Not because we're in a fine place, but because the information shared today will definitely motivate you and inspire you to know that you too can do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, Beth Clifford will sit in this morning with us and explain to you how she did it. And in her doing so, I am sure you will be motivated to know that you too can do it. Beth, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
I am wonderful. Beth, thank you for agreeing to sit down with us this morning.
Oh, it's my pleasure. My pleasure.
When the people look at you in this moment, they will say, you know, she's just another American woman. But by the end of this conversation, they will realize that you are no ordinary woman. That you come with your own force and your own power. You are the founder and developer of Mahogany.
That is correct.
I don't want to start there though.
Okay.
I want to end there.
Okay.
And then, but I want to start with back in the day when Beth was young, when she was, I would use the term loosely, chasing.
Okay.
When she found herself on Wall Street at a time when maybe, and I wasn't living as an adult in those times, when I could only imagine that it, besides being competitive, it was not the world for a woman. What got Beth motivated to go and say, you know me, I will go and sit there?
You know, I've been fortunate in that I grew up in a family in the United States, middle-class family, that believed in two things, education and hard work. And so that was kind of that was where I came from. And when I was fortunate, went to college, and I went through a training program with a company called Digital Equipment Corporation, which was the second largest computer manufacturer in the world. And they really are the innovator of almost everything that we use today. Many people don't realize it. But when I went through this training program, I went through a 1-year training program with them. I turned out I graduated as the valedictorian of the class, and they asked me, where do you want to go? And I said, where's the toughest assignment? And they said, the toughest assignment is Wall Street. And I said, sign me up. And so I arrived at 24 years old in Wall Street. I was the manager of a team of 28 people, and I ran the top 10 banks district for the company. I had at that time, it was 1982, I had a managing budget of $60 million US. And that's what I did. I said, give me the toughest challenge. And just I'll do it, which is, I'm a firm, I've always been a believer that you learn by doing. And so when you put yourself into the most extraordinary circumstances, the most extraordinary part of yourself will come out. And it's about putting yourself into those circumstances. You can never prepare for them, correct?
What made you say, or what made you feel prepared to say that I am prepared for this job? I will deliver, as big as this job is, and as small as I am, I will deliver on this job.
I just, there's something about, I'm a passionate person, and I guess I believe in myself that I will always work hard and I will never quit. And does that make, so it's like, so I'm going to do it. I know I will do it, and I know, and again, it's not because I will do it. It's because I will build a team that will go do it.
Take me back to your upbringing, because I believe that a lot of the attitudes that the people have stem from the people that influenced them when they did not even realize they were being influenced. Who were some of those people that spoke this kind of power into you?
So I would say the person who had the most influence in my life was my grandmother. And I grew up in Maine, which is, if you know, it's a northern east cold place. It's where the original settlers really came to the United States before the Pilgrims came. Early, what they called Yankee stock people. And the people of Maine are very simplistic people. They get it done, hardworking people. And my grandmother was a woman who went through the Great Depression, who dared to divorce her husband in the 20s because he cheated on her. And in that environment in the 20s, if your husband cheated on you, that was just normal, correct?
Yes.
And so for a woman in 1927 to divorce her husband for infidelity when she had a 1-year-old child at home was a not normal behavior in the United States. And she went on to quietly, she worked in a shoe factory, she saved her money and became whatever she saved for money. She went on to invest in fine art and in antiques, et cetera, et cetera. And she's a woman who, when she died, had 7 figures that she was worth. But if you met my grandmother, she drove around in a 20-year-old car, and she lived a humble life, and was a sweet, humble person. And I think that's what I learned. I learned hard work, perseverance, investing in yourself first. And so take whatever you have, live below your means, save those pieces so that you can invest, so that you can build a future for your family.
What keeps you committed to it? Because it's one thing to have these values and know about this, but when it's time to act, sometimes the people take the easy way out, or the path of least resistance. What makes you say, you know what, I will do this, and I will do this the right way, all the way?
Yep. You bring up something which is an interesting thought, which is I work on a gauge of myself that I do the right things the right way. It's like, did I do the right things, and did I do it right? That's what I look for. And I think it comes back to, so if I unpeel like my psychology and like what really makes me tick, like if you pull all the things back to the core, is I like being the person who interacts with somebody who helps them take the next healthy step in their life. And that is what I derive the most satisfaction from. I don't derive great satisfaction from monetary gains. That's security, and that money is a way in order to use money in order to benefit other people. And so my greatest joy is when I see that opportunity, that glint in someone's eye, that they go, wow, I could do this. I could become sober. I could learn to read. I could, whatever that next healthy step is every individual, every day of their life has an opportunity to take that next step.
You know, I think we can sit here forever, but just let me say that you said one thing that is, you said many things, but one of the things that you said that got my attention is that you peel yourself back, you take back all the layers, you pay attention to Beth. A lot of times people don't pay attention to themselves to that degree. What made you say, I need to be this kind of person to get to this place?
So I find that my background is really a humble one. My mother, I was born in 1959. My mother was 14 years old. She gave me up for adoption. I lived the first 7 months of my life in an orphanage. And so I came not from, I came from a very humble beginning. And my own life has been one of trials, tribulations, like everybody's has. And I have great empathy for people, and I believe in redemption for everybody. And so that's my passion, which is to live that out with people, which is to say, I want to see things get better. That's why I built MBV. MBV is here, yes, it sits as a hotel, but the real underlying goal of Mahogany Bay is to help people live better lives. And that is from the guests that we interact with, people who come from all over the world, to meet them and intersect with them in a place where, you know, how can we help you relax, whatever you want to go do. But even more importantly is for the team members who work here, which is for this to be a foundation of employment and long-term professional career development for the people who are here, so that they have better lives. Does that make sense to you, Rhonda?
It makes a whole lot of sense. On that note, we're going to take a break and be back.
It's me, your Uncle Cooper, and this is a Cooper tire. Great tire. Now, it's not going to cook you a pot roast, but it will stop when you hit the brakes. And these truck tires can stop on average 10 feet shorter than other tires on a wet road. See, the trick is in the grip, and these tires grip like my handshake. Look, I'm your uncle. I love you. I want you to stop when you need to. Doesn't matter if it's for a red light or a duckling. So go with the Coopers. Cooper! And never start something you can't stop.
I choose Happy Cow cheese because of its perfect portion sizes, and I can travel with it.
Because it's nice and soft and creamy, and it goes smooth on your bread.
I choose Happy Cow cheese because I eat it with my beans. I eat it with my fried jack. And you know why? Because it's nice.
Most of all, when you're on the plane, you know they only give you some crackers, and you could just take one out and enjoy it with Happy Cow cheese.
I'm Miss Baker, and I choose Happy Cow cheese because it goes well with all the stuff I bake.
Happy Cow cheese. Look for it in a store near you. Distributed in Belize exclusively by Emilio Ahmad and Sons Limited.
Me and my Marie shops in Inland Lake.
Me and my Marie Sharp in Indiana.
I'm in Redondo Beach, California with my Marie Sharp.
Me and my Marie shops in Kabul, Afghanistan.
Me and my Marie shop in Hertfordshire, England.
Me and my Marie shops in Taipei, Taiwan.
Marie Sharp, world-class products produced in Belize.
Did you know that it's best to keep the lumber stored in a dry place?
At KT Enterprises, all our wood is stored in an enclosed space to provide our clients with the highest quality.
We allow you to personally select your lumber if you choose, and we deliver countrywide.
Be it deck board, beams, and imported hardwoods such as red oak and white ash. At KT Enterprises, we provide you with the highest grade in treated pine, construction grade plywood, and imported hardwood, delivered to your door.
We continue to build Belize by reforesting its pine forest.
Visit us today at 2.3 miles Iguana Creek Road, or give us a call at 671-0114 or 672-0114.
New Buildings Limited is the company of choice when it comes to design, fabricating, and erection of wide-span metal buildings in Belize. At New Buildings, we have a team of well-trained professionals that can produce the most innovative and durable metal structures.
Be it domestic or industrial buildings, we can get it done for you. We have put together some of the most outstanding metal structures in the country. We also do estimates and consulting. Visit New Buildings in Spanish Lookout or give them a call at 631-8723 or 610-5185. New Buildings Limited, the experts when it comes to metal structures in Belize.
Here at Coop Sheet Metal, we believe our job is very essential in serving our customers. And that is just one reason why visiting us is an experience to be remembered.
Here at Coop Sheet Metal, we have a reliable fleet of trucks. We specialize in countrywide delivery of all our material.
Coop Sheet Metal is a family business that was started by my grandfather, who even had many of his machines hand-built decades ago to make our products the most reliable in Belize. Come visit us at our new facility on Iguana Creek Road, just past the Belize River leading to Spanish Lookout.
Hey! I bring your favorite for your lunch. I'll share me.
Alright, thanks, but I'm really hungry right now.
You look frustrated. What going on?
Well, I won't be there far and I got a lot of bills to pay right now.
I might have a solution that can help you out.
Well, you must have got direct line to Jesus then, because this one, yeah, miracle.
Not quite. But I know First Stop Speedy Money.
Well, please tell me about that.
First Stop Speedy Money is a pawn shop that is designed to help you on days just like this.
Really?
Yes, you know they pawn gold jewelry, bracelet, earring, they even do pawn and drive. This means you have full use of your vehicle and still get money.
Sure, you make it so easy?
It is easy.
Hey, yo.
Let's go check it out right now.
Visit First Stop Speedy Money at Capital Garden Plaza on Constitution Drive in Belmopan or at 10 King Street in Belize City.
I chose Galen because of its strong reputation, great scholarships.
I came because I can take all my classes online.
Because Galen University opens doors to the outside world.
Their course offering in tourism.
It gives you more opportunity to become who I want to be.
If you want to connect with your inner champion to make the world a better place, then Galen is right for you.
Good morning, Rhonda.
Hi, good morning. I'm Rhonda Crichton. I'm the host of the show called Morning Matters. Morning Matters is a show where people come and they share their issues with us.
My name is Mike. I'm an alcoholic.
And in return, we share our opinions with them.
You and only you can forge your path.
We have a lot to offer. We like to share Belize with the rest of the world. Not only our matters, but definitely our strengths.
Caribbean peoples have a lot of story to tell. And if encouraged, they will tell it.
The ordinary person is attracted to us as well as the professional because they all find a balance in Morning Matters. Welcome back to Morning Matters right here at Beth Clifford in Mahogany, in San Pedro at Mahogany Bay Villas. In the first segment, we learn about what drives Beth and what makes her feel fulfilled. In this segment, we will learn a little bit more about what keeps her going and why she makes the choices that she makes. And not only makes them, but makes them continuously. Beth, welcome back.
Thank you.
You seem to have taken your entire being into consideration before you start to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why you are so aware of self, but maybe you can tell me.
So I think everything is intentional.
Yes, but what makes you so intentional?
I think it's important that you're intentional. I think when you don't have control of your emotions, when you don't have a thought about what you're trying to achieve, then you end up in some amount of chaos potentially. And particularly when you're leading companies and you're looking to be a leader, it's just like being a parent. When the when the mother is out of control, the family is out of control. And so I just think it's important to be very, very intentional. And so I really look at almost every encounter, engagement as to what am I here, why am I here? You know, what's the intention of this encounter? I'm here to share. I'm here to share. Correct?
I received that just now. A lot of times the people say that women are very emotional. I sit here with Beth Clifford. I know you have emotions because you are human.
Of course.
But I can also tell that you have them they're compartmentalized. So when you come to one place, the people may never know that you have a heart other than to pump blood.
Right.
But if they were to look at the whole picture, then they will realize. How do you keep yourself so compartmentalized?
I think it's compartmentalized may be a good way of looking on it, but it's I would say I am probably one of the most sensitive people. I cry. My team sees me cry. There are times when, so it's not that I'm unemotional, it's more that I'm intentional about what I do. And I think, now, you're looking at a 60-year-old Beth Clifford, okay? If you were to go look at a 30-year-old Beth Clifford,
I cannot
imagine. Different person, right? And so I think, that's one of the things that age does, is hopefully you get wiser, you get some wisdom, you get some introspection, you get some control over yourself, hopefully. I mean, you've learned, correct? And so, yes, can people, do I get emotional? Absolutely. Do I get angry? Absolutely. I have all the ranges of emotions. But from a perspective of running a company and directing and strategy of where we're going, what's the ethos of our business is like, so how do we treat people? Very intentional about how we do it.
You term yourself as a serial entrepreneur. And this may be because you've started lots of business, and every business you seem to have put your hand on got to its fullest potential. For a young entrepreneur that's sitting out there that's thinking, because I would imagine a lot of people have the idea, but they don't do. And it is in doing that you will get. So what would you say to a young entrepreneur out there that is just thinking?
I say, do it. So, people will come to me and they'll ask, they'll be like, do I need to go get a degree? Do I need to go study this? Do I go to go do that? I'm a firm believer. Now, if you're going to be a heart surgeon, yes, please go get a medical degree. If you want to start a company, if you have an idea, it's all about, you will learn what you need to know as you need to know it. It's that, I guess it's Raiders of the Lost Ark, when he's got to cross that chasm, and it's the bridge appears as they take the step out. And it's that first risk. I've done mountain climbing, and I've done where you go over the edge, and what's really interesting in doing that exercise of standing on a 1,000-foot ledge on a rope with just you and a rope, and you've got to make that decision, trust yourself to go over that edge and to then start rappelling down a mountain. And the fear that you have right at that edge is so you think it's going to consume you. But what is amazing, once you trust yourself, you put your weight on that rope, you feel that it's going to hold you, and that you then start that process. My experience was within 10 feet of the ridge, I felt such freedom in my life, and that I just joyfully bounced around the hole and enjoyed the ride. And so here's the thing, which is, people are afraid of failing. You learn from your failures. The most important things that have happened to me is I got fired. I tell people, I got fired. You should be happy you get fired. Because, getting fired is like putting your hand on the hot stove. It's that boundary line where society and people are telling you you're outside the boundaries. So you should find those boundaries. You should don't be afraid of it, and don't be afraid. Don't spend zero time thinking about what other people think about you. Play your game.
You make it sound so easy, and the people may say, Beth has been fortunate. But I would imagine that in Beth's fortune, she's also had some hard hits.
Huge.
But what makes you so confident each time that this risk is worth it?
But here's the question I always ask myself. What's the worst thing that could happen to me? Whatever I'm going to go do. What's the worst thing that's going to happen to me? And the worst thing that could ever happen to me is I'm going to die from it. You know what I mean? Like that's, so if you've got that as the bottom, right? Everything up from there, like, will I be able to eat? Will I still have friends? Will my husband still love me? Will my children still be here? Is my dog still going to like me? I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you've got to put things in those contexts, which is, you know, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? And building this property, I literally, and I'm a self-made woman. I left my home at 17 years old. My parents gave me a loaf of bread. I had saved up money from babysitting and everything else, and I went out on my own at 17. So nobody gave me anything. So the point of it is, I can eat macaroni and cheese, because I've eaten macaroni and cheese for a month. I could do that. And I had as much fun living on macaroni and cheese. Correct? Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Life is an adventure.
And you have to take it. You only have one chance.
You got one chance.
There's no
What are
dress
you
rehearsal.
waiting for?
What made you say that I bet Clifford at this stage, when I really don't need to, but want to, will come to Belize? Not only will I come to Belize, I will stay. I will build the biggest, best resort there is. That will eventually turn into the #1 Hilton in the entire Caribbean, and it will be me.
Yep.
What made you say that?
I wanted to, you ready?
I'm ready.
I wanted to build a middle class in the country of Belize.
And that you are doing.
Yep.
Thank you.
That, you know, and so I want to give back the benefit that I had, which is, you know, when I believe in capitalism, I believe that you can move, that, you know, it's only you make your own choices, and that if you give people opportunities, then you can build wealth, and you can build, you can give people an opportunity. And so the best thing that could happen is to educate, give people wonderful jobs so that they're well paid, that they can afford to take care of their children, so that they can have what I had, which was, you know, hard work, education. That's how you transform societies, is by doing that.
15 or so years ago, when you came and made this decision, you could have gone to any other country in the world because you had the know-how. What made you say, this is that place?
So Belize had two things for me, which is, one is I'm a real estate developer, and so I wanted to build a resort property, and so I was looking for kind of the next travel destination which would cater to the Americans. And so we went through a 2-year exhaustive search to figure it out. But when we came to Belize, and I had come to Belize in the 80s, which I had told you earlier, just on a short trip, I never came to the island, but I went to Belize City, and I was fascinated by it. And I loved the people that I met here. I loved the culture and the ethos that was here. So anyways, we came back to Belize, and it was obvious to me that this was the place. So there were two things. One is from a tourism perspective, and does it have the attractions that people worldwide want to come see? Yes. Does it have human capital that people want to interact with? Absolutely. Like, there's no better people than the country of Belize.
Thank you.
And so I looked at it and I said, look, you've got natural resources and you've got human resources, which are abounding. So then, how do you then celebrate those, put them front and center so that everybody can appreciate them? That's why we make all this furniture. I mean, this is mahogany from up in Yalback, etc. So we make our furniture here. Like, we want to celebrate the craftsmanship, the intelligence, the entire culture of the country of Belize, and put it on as a show to show the world. And then underneath it is for our team members, is to grow them into that kind of, you know, what's the next healthy step, that each team member has a dream.
You say that, and the message now is well received. How were you received back in the day when this woman come up with this, what some people may have said, you know, she crazy.
Yep.
She's straight up crazy. She come here with all of this crazy idea. Yep. She's gonna build on the backside of the island, and she thinks that it's going to be great. She's straight up crazy. Let's not bother with her. How were you received?
I have to tell you that I was, so first of all, there's a long history, correct? So, and I understood this, and going around and spending 2 years before we literally started buying property down here, I don't think I was naive about the people who came in front of me.
Yes.
And some of them, many people come with big dreams and they're not successful, and she's just another gringo in paradise, and she's a woman, and I got all of that. I have to tell you this, which is, I'm going to name, is it okay if I name somebody?
Sure.
So Johnny Grafe 3, said to me, met me, and he said, Miss Beth, because I told him, I said, I'm going to build the biggest property down here. And so I was negotiating a discount with him. And he said, he goes, Miss Beth, he goes, if I had $1 for every gringo who told me that story, I'd be a rich man. And so I said, well, you just wait one day, Mr. Grafe. I'm going to be that person, And lo and behold, a couple of years ago, he came up to me and he said, I take back what I said to you, 12 years ago. Well, I've always felt to be that I'm a guest in this country. And so I'm not here to impose what America does on this country. I am a guest in this country. And so I'm here as I open up my Rolodex. I've got 5,000 people on my Rolodex. I'm here to share any resources that I have. I'm here to help this country in any way that I possibly can. If it's through capital, if it's through introductions, anything, I'm happy to go do it. And I've always found that I've had nothing but gracious people in the government, vendors. I mean, today in our 2 companies, we have 350 vendors that we do business with. And this is from the local coconut guy, right, to Bellican, right, to Bowen & Bowen. And so we've built great relationships. The government has been wonderful in helping and assisting with our development down here. People have been fantastic.
Now there is Mahogany Bay.
Yep.
And Mahogany Bay is, to say outstanding would be an understatement. You have tourists all year round because you have a formula that works. You are the Hilton of Belize, if you want to call it that.
Of course.
How did you come up with this strategy to say, you know what, this little idea that I have is the idea? What made you so sure?
We started out, what's really interesting is that they use this terminology in the United States for startups, and they talk about what they call pivoting, right? And so Mahogany Bay first started out as being a 60-room hotel. And it was really almost like a Rubik's Cube, in that one of the challenges in the country of Belize is that there's no capital markets. You can't go and walk into a bank in the country of Belize and take out a development loan for $20 million and go build a hotel. And so what we had to do is we had to end up, selling our units as a co-op with U.S. investors. And so we had to come up with a value proposition that would attract capital from the United States so that they would buy the foundational pieces of the business, and that had to have some type of a rate of return on it. And so hotels have a great operating rate of return. They should make money if they're managed appropriately. And so that was the kind of the foundation piece. And then on top of that, you start layering into it. What do people want? People want an authentic experience. When you travel and you go to different countries, you want to feel like you're in that country. You don't want to feel like you're in Disneyland. You want to feel like you're in that country. So we didn't want a big concrete glass bunker on the beach. We wanted to have buildings that felt like how Belizeans live, with shutters and open the windows and with fans and mahogany floors and mahogany furniture, and that we wanted that living, that lifestyle that speaks to something different, so that the guest who's coming here has a different tactile sensory experience. The birds around them, the wildlife that immerses them here. And so that can only come through vigilant programming of what the structures themselves look like. And I hope these structures speak to the heritage of this great country, from pre-colonialism through the colonialism period and through post-colonialism, this is really kind of a reinterpretation of the history of 400 years of Belize.
I stayed here a few days ago, maybe a few weeks ago, and when I walked in, I said, this is the one. It has it's not like a hotel room. I mean, it is a hotel room, but it has the warmth of a home.
Correct.
And it is, if you are a Belizean or maybe a Caribbean person, you would be able to relate to walking into your grandmother's home that has that warmth and that feeling. And when you come to Mahogany Bay, I mean, it has all the niceties of a resort, yes, but the bones has that feeling.
Yes.
And I think that you have achieved, if that was your biggest concern or your biggest wish. What we're going to do though, we're going to take a quick break and be back. Marbe, look for our products in stores countrywide. Distributed exclusively by Emilio Ahmad and Sons Limited.
The sun is out and the weather is right to get out and get your hands dirty. This February and March, as you move your heavy equipment into the fields and quarries and your buses loaded with hard-working crews, Caribbean Tire will be out there with you. When you purchase your heavy-duty tires, lubricants, or batteries with us, don't leave before you grab your share of free Inco tools. For details on this heavy-duty promotion, contact your preferred representative at Caribbean Tire. Caribbean Tire, taking you home safely.
Me and my Marie shops in Lake.
Me and my Marie Sharp in Indiana.
I'm in Rhonda Beach, California with my Marie Sharp.
Me and my Marie shops in Kabul, Afghanistan.
Me and my Marie shop at Hertfordshire, England.
Me and my Marie shops in Taipei, Taiwan.
Marie Sharp, world-class products produced in Belize.
Did you know that it's best to keep the lumber stored in a dry place?
At KT Enterprises, all our wood is stored in an enclosed space to provide our clients with the highest quality.
We allow you to personally select your lumber if you choose, and we deliver countrywide.
Be it deckboard, beams, and imported hardwoods such as red oak and white ash. At KT Enterprises, we provide you with the highest grade in treated pine, construction grade plywood, and imported hardwood, delivered to your door.
We continue to build Belize by reforesting its pine forest. Visit us today at 2.3 miles Iguana Creek Road, or give us a call at 671-0114 or 672-0114.
New Buildings Limited is the company of choice when it comes to design, fabricating, and erection of wide-span metal buildings in Belize. At New Buildings, we have a team of well-trained professionals that can produce the most innovative and durable metal structures. Be it domestic or industrial buildings, we can get it done for you. We have put together some of the most outstanding metal structures in the country. We also do estimates and consulting. Visit New Buildings in Spanish Lookout or give them a call at 631-8723 or 610-5185. New Buildings Limited, the experts when it comes to metal structures in Belize.
Here at Coupe Sheet Metal, we believe our job is very essential in serving our customers. And that is just one reason why visiting us is an experience to be remembered.
Here at Coupe Sheet Metal, we have a reliable fleet of trucks. We specialize in countrywide delivery of all our material.
Coop Sheet Metal is a family business that was started by my grandfather, who even had many of his machines hand-built decades ago to make our products the most reliable in Belize. Come visit us at our new facility on Iguana Creek Road, just past the Belize River leading to Spanish Lookout.
Hey, I bring your favorite for your lunch. I'll share me.
Alright, thanks, but I'm really hungry right now.
It's gonna look frustrating. What going on?
I don't know, they're far and I got a lot of bills to pay right now.
I might have a solution that can help you out.
Well, you must have gone directly to Jesus then, because this one, yeah, miracle.
Not quite, but I know First Stop Speedy Money.
Well, please tell me about that.
First Stop Speedy Money is a pawn shop that is designed to help you on days just like this.
Really?
Yes, you know they pawn old jewelry, bracelet, earring, they even do pawn and drive. This means you have full use of your vehicle and still get money.
Joe, you make it so easy?
It is easy.
Hey, yo.
Let's go check it out right now.
Visit First Stop Speedy Money at Capital Garden Plaza on Constitution Drive in Belmopan or at 10 King Street in Belize City.
I chose Galen because of its strong reputation, great scholarships.
I came because I can take all my classes online. Because Galen University opens doors to the outside world.
Their course offering in tourism.
It gives me more opportunity to become who I want to be. If you want to connect with your inner champion to make the world a better place, then Galen is right for you.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of Morning Matters. Hopefully you are not only entertained this morning, but you are learning something about yourself, how you too can find your dream and spin it into gold. Do not pay attention to the naysayers. They have time naysaying because they have nothing else doing. All right? That's how it is. Welcome back again, Beth.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rhonda.
Beth, this is a Hilton resort. It's called Mahogany Bay Villas. But when you sit here or when you stay here, you can use your Hilton points and you can also generate Hilton points.
That's correct.
For the people in the Caribbean or other people that are looking at this right now, explain to us how that works.
So, you know, many large corporations, particularly in the tourism industry, have loyalty programs. You know, the airlines have them, most of the major hotel brands have them, and so what it does is you become a member. And so Hilton today has over 100 million, can you believe it? 100 million members in their Hilton Honors program. And so from that, when you stay someplace, then you earn points. And then, so the more you stay, the more points you earn.
Yes.
And then when you can use those to redeem them for a stay. And so what's very traditional, particularly for people in the United States, you'll earn a lot of points while you're traveling, right, for business.
Yes.
But then you'll use them for your vacation. So we have a tremendous amount of people who come down, and Hilton Platinum members who come down, they may stay in 100, believe it or not, 100 Hilton rooms a year. And they'll bring their family down here, and that's kind of their reward for being loyal to Hilton. They come down here and use their points and stay it's all paid for with their Hilton redemption points. And we love to have them down here.
Well, excellent. So now that makes a whole lot of sense. You have one more luxurious place to stay when you travel. I would imagine that you get to travel all over the place. But Clifford can travel anywhere in the world she wants. What keeps, besides this investment, because this investment will work for itself and you don't need to come and babysit it, for lack of a better term. What keeps you coming back?
Oh, well, first, I love the team. So I don't call it coming back, I call it coming home. And so I have business interests in the United States, I have my family is in the United States, and so I do have to separate my time between the United States and here. But I love coming here. I mean, I love coming back. And so I'm not here as much as I used to be. I mean, when I started out, I was here almost full time, 80, 90% of the time. And so now I'm down here about 30% of the time. And I just love to see the success of the team. I love seeing the smiles of everybody down here. I love to work with the team. And so what I do now is more like as a board member as opposed to a CEO at this point. So my responsibilities are more about making sure that we're on point as to the direction of the company, about where we're going. 2 is just we're setting the strategy about how we do it. And 3 is really setting the ethos or the culture, and to make sure that the culture for our team is what we want it to be. And so one of my majors where I'm excited now, which is now that you incubate a company, you get it to work. Last year we were the #1 hotel in the country. We were #1 in January. Oh, great! Doesn't really matter. I mean, those are nice things, but the things I measure are guest satisfaction and how's the team doing. So the next is, now that you've kind of got that momentum, the ball is moving on its own without me pushing it every day. My new serial entrepreneur is working on a learning center that we're going to be starting inside of the company itself. I want to incubate and test inside of, we now have almost 325 employees between 2 different companies, and to incubate a learning center for our team members. What do they want to learn? Where do they want to improve? And what resources best assist their movement forward? And to use that as an incubator over the next 18 months, and then to look at branching that out into a larger learning center as a whole. And it's about legacy building, correct? I mean, to me, it's about, as they say, there's no U-Hauls behind hearses, right?
Yes.
You can't take anything with you. And so I think it's really, life is about being a good steward of your resources, and it's about being a good steward of giving away your resources.
I was going to ask you what separates Mahogany Bay from the rest, but I think you do. I think to some degree your values and your intentions, because now I realize after you said that the people that stay here, they don't only have a good time, they're also a part of the bigger investment that your vision provides. So but outside of that, let's stay on the topical level. What does separate Mahogany Bay from the other resorts in this country?
Well, I mean, there's some fabulous ones. I mean, we've got fabulous resorts, from little jungle, 4 units to, I mean, there's so many different ones. So I don't think it's about separating. I think our mission was how do we capture and have a marketing engine using resources out of the United States, which is our Meredith Time partnership, one of the largest publishing and media companies in the United States, and the Hilton brand. That was really about how do we open up marketing so that more people will come to the country of Belize. And quite frankly, many people who we may capture in our marketing may not come to Mahogany Bay, and they're going to go stay someplace else. And that's fine with me, because it's like all boats rise in the tide of the country of Belize, correct? And so our vision was really more about creating a larger marketing engine using the United States and our relationships to bring more people to the country to Belize, and that benefits everybody. That benefits the fish person, that's the bodega owner downtown, that everybody benefits from that.
Everybody wins.
Everybody wins.
What gets you the most excited, and why?
Most excited is our monthly employment recognition. And so what's amazing to me is to go back, and quite honestly, we had one last month that I was at, and we started out where we would have employee recognition. It would be in my office, and there'd be 4 of us. And last one that we had, it took and filled our entire ballroom. And I kind of stood there, like I was like, oh my God, this is our entire team. It fills our entire ballroom. And it's like, it kind of hits you that you're responsible to maintain the integrity of this venture for the benefit of all those smiling faces. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what does that responsibility, or what does the awareness of that responsibility does for you as a person?
Keeps me going. It keeps me going. Like, I look at those and I never lose sight. Now, if satisfaction is that I measure at our Belmont Pond facility, it's in the middle, it's at Woodstock we were discussing. And the way I measure the success of that organization is when we first started, We didn't even have all of the factory put together, et cetera. But to cut it, long story short, the only person who had a vehicle at our facility was me. Everybody else was taking the bus on the Western Highway. And then over time, the bicycles showed up. And then it was motorcycles. And now it's cars. And so I know, so this is how I know that we've created a middle class. Is that correct? Because they're not taking the bus to work anymore. They have motorcycles, they have cars. We now have an employee car parking lot. And so that's what motivates me, because I know that when we've done that, that means their income has come up to the level where they're able to afford that, which means they can afford more for other people. And so that to me is what keeps me going. And I never lose sight of the fact of every person who works here and how hard they work.
When you explain from where you came, being from a young mother that had the awareness to give you, to possibly put you into a better home, I can't help but to think that perhaps your experience at such an early age has formed this woman that's sitting in front of me, in terms of your persistence to ensure that every human being that you come in contact with is elevated to some degree.
I agree. I think coming from humble backgrounds, and the person, my birthday, every birthday, I never celebrated me, I celebrated my mother. And so I didn't actually meet my mother. I finally found her about 6 years ago. But from all that time, I had no idea who she was. My birthday was always about my mother, and I celebrated the strength of that woman, that she gave me life, and I thanked her for it. I said she didn't have to. Now, today there's easier ways to get out of it than there were in the late 50s, where, a lot of different options weren't really available back at that time. But I can just imagine what she went through, being a young woman, making a mistake, if you want to say what it was, and doing what she did. And I just always honored her. And I've always felt like it's my role in the world to honor each individual, like I honored my mother.
Do you have children of your own?
I do, I have 2. And both of them are adopted. So I kind of wanted to turn it around, and I personally had difficulties having children, and rather than going through a lot of procedures, I said, that's easy. There's a lot of children that need a family, and that's easy. I'll just adopt. And I think it's a brilliant thing.
Beth, what are you most proud of?
That's hard. It's a hard question.
But you know what? You are prepared for the hard questions.
I know. But that's a great question. What am I most proud of? I'm most proud. I keep going back. I keep going back to having a team and to having a company that. I guess I'm proud. I am proud of this company. I'm proud that we scratched out this in the middle of a piece of dirt on this island, and we created sustainable company that will go on long after I'm gone.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No.
What is your biggest wish for this company?
My biggest wish is that it grows, that we have over 500 full-time team members, that it's an incubator for personal success for everybody who comes here.
Beth, before you go, I'd like to know what your daily ritual is.
So I'm a morning person.
Okay.
So I get up very early. Usually I don't set an alarm clock, so whenever I wake up. So usually it's sometime between 4 and 5 in the morning I get up. My dog wants to go for a walk, pot of coffee, and I spend the first hour of every day investing in myself. Reading, I always am reading, and I'm always reading nonfiction. I'm always something I'm looking to go learn. I read the Wall Street Journal front to cover every day, so I stay on top of news and business news, etc., that I need to go do. I then do yoga every day, and then off to work. So typically I'm in the office by 8 o'clock and all of that, and I work a good 12-hour day most days.
Why is it important for you at this stage to continue to do the hour of investment?
I am a continuous learner. I will be, the day I stop learning is the day I will be dead. And so it's a firm belief in myself. And I think people have a real opportunity about how they choose their time. I was discussing it with one of my team members, and they were showing me videos and TikTok, and I was like, that's your choice, you know, but if you want to be on TikTok, making videos on TikTok, you could as easily be reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You could be listening to podcasts that will enrich yourself. You can be doing something that would improve you, that would inform you, that would give you a vision that you had never seen before. They say that if you want to know who you're going to be 5 years from now, it will be determined by the people that you meet and associate with and the books that you read.
What is your next step, Beth?
The Learning Center.
What made you choose it?
I think it's what I'm fortunate. I'm in the United States. I'm a reader. I read probably 50 books a year. I think it's in need in this country. There's very few books. There's not a lot of educational opportunities that are available. This world is moving at lightning speed, and we have the people of Belize and the young people of Belize are sponges, and this has nothing but positive things that can happen for the country of Belize. And so I think it's the generation. I mean, I guess it's the perspective of somebody who's now 60. Is that when you get that perspective, it's not time to continue to build for yourself. It's time to turn over and start giving that what do you want to call it? The torch. You've got to pass the torch, and you've got to expand that torch to others. And so, what better way to do it is through education.
Beth Clifford, I say thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Guys, until next time, we encourage you to take care of yourselves and each other. This is Rhonda along with
Beth Clifford.
Say goodbye.
Bye.
Did you know that your Sagicor advisor can help you plan how to make your golden years your best years? Call a Sagicor agent today.
Life moves fast. Be prepared with Sagicor. Learn more at sagicorlife.com.
Hello guys, welcome to Friends of Friends.
Friends of Friends Outback. It's the ideal meeting place for any and everyone that's looking to enjoy a great mix of indoor and outdoor comfort while sipping on your favorite drink or eating that tasty meal. They serve all the best in local and international dishes. On Thursdays, it's Mexican night, happy hour all weekend. Fridays, it's wine and dine. On Saturdays, come relax with karaoke tunes, and Sunday is family fun day. The property is equipped with games and other activities to keep everyone entertained and engaged. Friends of Friends also caters to weddings, conferences, and private parties. Visit Friends of Friends at 46 Dewdrop Estate. Follow the signs from Mile 11.5 Northern Highway. Friends of Friends Outback, a walking piece of heaven.
Did you know that with the advancement in medical treatments, you have a greater chance of surviving a critical illness? But these treatments can be quite expensive and lengthy, resulting in significant financial loss. But with a Sagicor plan, we can help you to focus more on your recovery and not your finances.